I do have a question. Is being a person who can never be satisfied good or bad? Thoughts. The debate usually about being satisfied or not is like, okay, if you're easily satisfied, then how can you work on yourself to be better? Like, how can you better yourself? Because usually how you better yourself, it stems from dissatisfaction. It stems from like a want for growth. If you're just always satisfied, then you're not going to improve as a person. And on the other hand, it's like if you're never satisfied, that means that you'll never find happiness, or you'll never be happy with whatever you have right now. You'll never appreciate what you have. What's my answer to that? I think it's a constant balancing act. I think it is unrealistic to assume that we can always be satisfied, and it's unrealistic to assume that we can always be happy. I think it really is just a balancing act. Sometimes maybe when you're feeling shitty about life and maybe you're feeling bored, there's nothing wrong with actually feeling dissatisfied about it and wanting to change it. But at the same time, if everything is a-okay, you don't have to force yourself to be dissatisfied. So I think it's something, for me at least, it's a balancing act, and I just deal with it as I go. And what matters more is like the awareness of it, like figuring out, okay, if I'm satisfied, why am I satisfied? If I'm dissatisfied, why am I dissatisfied? So rather than being in a 0 or 1 state, I would rather question why, to kind of figure out the root emotions and the root thoughts behind it, I think more like. Because sometimes, for example, you can be dissatisfied, but then you realize that that dissatisfaction is coming from an external party. It's because, let's say, your parents are disappointed in you, your ancestors are disappointed in you, and then because of it, you're thinking you should change. But then when you think about it a little bit more critically, you can actually just not give a fuck about it. If you want to think about yourself a little bit more, you can just not give a fuck about it. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with being satisfied or dissatisfied. It's more so like, do you have the awareness to figure out what's causing those sort of feelings?